Greetings to readers, viewers, and listeners, and welcome to this next edition of the Autistic SuperBlog's The Hot Take. This one is going to be something that's going to be a little uh, hard for people to understand, but just to kind of give you an idea of what this is all about, this is all about not only National Poetry Month, which April is all about, but it's also about something else that's paramount to the to myself and others like me. It's National Autism Acceptance Month. Some people call it some people call it some people call it uh, some like myself call it acceptance. Other people call it as awareness. But the fact of the matter is, it's all about the same thing. It's all about bringing autism to the forefront. Um, I just want to I feel prompted to make this I feel prompted to make this because there are certain things that are going on when it comes to violence against people like myself, violence against people that are dealing with a lot of trouble. I mean, I think that the stress of the pandemic has really brought a lot into this. So I just wanted to chime in on something that I feel is very important to not only myself but also other spectrumites as well. We always grow up with an image about how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to talk, how we're supposed to, for lack of a better term, and I've mentioned this before on the Autistic Superblog before, how we're supposed to mask who we really are in order to be like everyone else, how we're supposed to fit in with everyone else, how we're supposed to blend in. We're almost like a chameleon in that case because we always need to blend in. But some people may not realize that masking takes a lot out of us. Masking in general takes very much a lot out of us because we always have to put up our best foot forward, so to speak. We always have to put our best face on, figuratively and literally speaking, to make ourselves acceptable in the neurotypical world. And I don't want to say that it's not important, but with that being said, there's always something about images. There's always there's always something that I've always liked to say when it comes to autism. Um, for coworkers and people that don't know, for there's a certain thing about knowing about autism and knowing about autism. It's one what I mean by that is it's one thing to know about autism through videos, from media, movies, all that stuff, but it's another thing altogether for people to know about autism. I mean, to really understand what autism's all about with all the strengths and all the weaknesses that we all have. I mean, for myself, I'm very good when it comes to attention and detail. I'm very detail oriented. I always set a standard for myself to really achieve. It's kind of like a Michelin star. You always have that. It's always like a Michelin star for a chef. You always have that. Um, the next award to achieve. You always have that next goal to reach. But people may not realize how draining it can get. People may not realize that behind the scenes, behind the success, behind the appearance, I mean, the neurotypical world can be really intense. Like eye contact, tone of voice, and just listen to other people while you're dealing with other things too. Um, I'm dealing with lights, dealing with other things, dealing with the hot, cold, all that stuff. And I don't mean that as a general statement. I don't mean that as a blanket statement. I just mean that as a general, because the way I see it, it's let me give an idea about sensory overload. For myself, for other people, it could just be simply going to the grocery store. I mean, it could simply be going to a store at all and not acting out and not feeling overwhelmed by everything that's going on. A mall is a perfect example. For myself, I'm very cool with it because I've learned to tolerate it. But if you were to put me in Times Square during New Year's Eve, that'd probably be a little bit overwhelming for me because you have the sights, the smells, you'd have the sounds, you'd have everything all at once, and it'd just be like the perfect storm. And I know I've used that before, but I feel like it's something to really not discount, but to also make sure that we're very aware of it. And it's another thing I wanted to talk about too. Um, but being aware and being accepting of other people's abilities. Like myself, I I have very I have a lot of acquaintances, people that know like the person that I am right now, but I also have people that are friends, people that know the person behind the mask, as it were. The people that get to see behind the scenes. Um, and those people that really get my strengths, my weaknesses, but also get my quirks too. Um, and I have a lot of them. Like you guys may not realize this, but I'm also a game show fan. I'm also a wrestling fan, obviously. But I'm also a video game fan. Um, and I have a lot of other interests too. Like I know I need to get to get back to poetry, which I'll get to something in a little bit. Um, but there's always been so much about me that other people may not know that you wouldn't know if you were just an acquaintance, if that makes any sense. It's always important to be aware of who you are, but to also find people that accept you for who you are. Um, I just want to speak to my fellow Spectrumites and say that the image that's painted to us at times by the media and others, that's just one part of us, but it's not the whole part of us. Um, we have the ability to change ourselves to make ourselves feel better while we don't have to mask, but we also don't have to hide the people that we are. I just want to say that all of us, myself included, that we are as good as everyone else. We're just as good, we're just as awesome, we're just as capable, we're just as able to be as accepted as everyone else. And I think it's important to know that, especially during this time of National Autism Awareness Acceptance Month. I almost called myself. One of the things that also happened, I'll get down to the video below, is that you guys may know that I do a thing called Poetry Packed Out. It's kind of the reason why I had to somewhat break my Lenten promise by not going on social media. If you guys want to know who I am as an individual, as an autistic individual, check out the link down below for the 30 Days of Poetry for the New York Library, for the New York Poetry Society. They're really awesome. And I just want to say thank you to them for including my poem in this, in the 30 Days of Poetry. And just to understand kind of like an explication, Autistic Super Kid is my signature poem. It's something that I feel really strongly about. It's something that encapsulates me as an individual. It encapsulates me as an autistic person, a poet, an author, a writer, and just a general guy in the community, just a general spectrum in the neurotypical community. So just just enjoy the rest of this National Autism Acceptance Month. Keep in mind that you guys are all of you, male and female, are awesome. That you guys are capable and you guys are more than enough. So thanks for listening to this video. If you guys want to check my video out, just check me out on the Autistic Super channel on YouTube. You can check out all my videos on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com and on Instagram too. So stay safe, stay strong, stay unique, and as always, shine on.